Good morning and happy Tuesday. It's my second day of vacation and I'm here doing some reading sprints. I downloaded, can you see it? It's too whited out. I downloaded Spirit City on Steam. It's so cute. It's this little like screensaver game, but you collect little spirits. You collect like spirits. So far I have 3 and it's just so stinking cute. But anyway, for today I'm starting my reading with Crash Test by Amy James. This released today and I had an ARC of it. It's not on Kindle Unlimited, so I'm still reading the ARC. But I'm trying to see if I need a physical copy of this book, and so far I'm on chapter 2 and it starts with a crash. So we have an F1 driver and he's dating an F2 driver, and the F2 driver got into a really big crash, and I'm unclear as to whether he's going to die or not. I know he's not in a good state of affairs, so we'll find out. It's very dramatic, very dramatic. It's also the first day of July, so I need to film my June wrap-up at some point. That should get done so I can put all of those books away and start my July stack of books. Okay, I made it to 25% of Crash Test, and so far this is so good. So we have Nicholas, and he is an F1 driver, and we have Jacob, he's an F2 driver. And Jacob was in a really bad crash, and he's in the ICU in the hospital. And Jacob is going to see him. So in this book, every other chapter, we have like present day in the hospital, and then in the past. So Jacob is bi, but he's not out to his family, I don't think. And through meeting Jacob, Nicholas discovers that he's gay, and neither of them are out in the F1 world, so none of the other drivers know, I don't think. And no one knows that they are like together. So Jacob gets in this really bad crash, and then Nicholas is like freaking out, and he goes to visit him in the hospital. So the flashback chapters are them falling in love, and there's a really nice chapter where they went to a cabin in the Scottish Highlands on summer break from Formula racing. And the modern day chapters are basically Nicholas going to the hospital, visiting Jacob, like dealing with these feelings of not knowing how Jacob's gonna be. Like I said, he's in the ICU and he is unconscious. So, and the family doesn't know that they're together. So Nicholas isn't necessarily welcome in Jacob's room. So that's interesting. And there are off-page steamy moments so far. It's like alluded to, which is fine. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm gonna get back to reading because I'm at 25% and it's only like 10 o'clock, I think, or less than that. I don't know. I don't have my watch and my phone's over there. But I am moving right along on this book. So I got to 63% in, I keep forgetting what it's called, in Crash Test. So at 50%, we switched to Jacob's point of view, and he is out of the hospital now and he is in rehab and therapy, but like his dreams of being an F1 are pretty much, well, F2 really, are pretty much gone. None of the teams, his team doesn't want him back, none of the teams want him because it's probably going to be a year or more before he's back up to the physical strength that he had before the crash. And it's really interesting because we're seeing him work through his feelings in therapy, and we're seeing him work through his relationship in his relationship with Travis through therapy, which is really fascinating. And I'm really glad we're getting his point of view as well. Like, I like that we didn't have like an every other chapter situation with points of view. I like that the first half we got Travis, and then we left Travis on like this broken hearted moment, and now we're with Jacob, and Jacob is trying to figure out what is wrong and what he wants and what his life is going to look like now. So I'm excited to see where the story goes from here, and I don't know if we're going to stay with Jacob for the whole last 50%, or like obviously they're going to come together at some point, and I'm excited to see how that plays out. Hello and welcome to the basement. So this is the big project I want to get done during my vacation. I bought this like greenhouse dollhouse project from Goodwill a while ago. It was like $6, and I think I've now determined that it has all of the pieces. However, these are my instructions and they are in Spanish, so that's fun. So I'm kind of going to be flying by the seat of my pants with this. I mean, it has pictures, so in theory I will be able to figure it out, I think, hopefully. Some of the pieces look a little cracked, but maybe I'll be able to fix them as well. But I think first I'm trying to decide if I want to paint the pieces, because I think it'll be easiest to paint them before everything is put together. So right now they're like this creamy color. I don't know if you can tell, which isn't horrible, it's just kind of plain. So what I've got some green. I've actually got 3 little tubs of this, so that's possible. I could go with some millennial gray, and I have 4 different blues. Oops. So I have 4 different like blues that I could choose from. Typically I'm a pretty big blue fan, but I just really think the green would look nice. I mean, it's a greenhouse, but then maybe I want some blue. So I'm gonna think about that for a minute. And then while I'm painting, I'm going to listen to the audiobook of 7 Year Itch by Amy Dawes. I have 4 hours and 34 minutes left, right? No. So I'm listening at 2 times speed, so I have 2 hours and 15 minutes left. I did finish Crash Test by other Amy, the F1 romance I was reading. I had such a good time with that. I really liked how we got both perspectives in the book, and I think it was really well done. And I will be picking up a physical copy because it was so good. But anyway, I'm going to figure out what color I want to paint this stuff and get started. Happy Wednesday. I thought I would check in before I eat this pizza and it inevitably gets all over my white t-shirt. So it is, what, 2 o'clock? Yeah. And I did not sprint on my channel this morning because I wanted to sleep in, so oops, sorry. Maybe I'll sprint later this evening while I'm crafting or whatever, just to keep it steady. But I decided today was like an Outlander day, so I'm watching Outlander. I'm on episode 9 of season 1. And that's the one after Claire like runs away and Jamie finds her and gets mad and emotional things happen. And I'm starting to wonder, so I stopped watching whatever season they go to America. I think it's season 3. I watched, I think, all of that one, and then where like Brianna comes in and Roger and all of that, and I stopped watching. And I wonder, like, I thought I stopped watching because it's less Scotland, so it's less interesting. Maybe that is just the point where Claire's, my secondhand embarrassment for her just boils over and I can't watch anymore. I'm not really sure. Okay, so reading goals for today. I am participating in this Sisterhood of the Traveling book thing that I found on TikTok. We've got a group, there's like 5 of us. So I need to get my book read. And my book is Lore of the Wilds, which I got this from, I think, NerdFam. So thank you all for that. The second book in the series comes out next week on Tuesday, Lore of the Tides. So I decided to tab this book. So my color is green. So I had some green highlighters, that's covered. And then I bought these green Pilot pens. I'm hoping they don't bleed too badly. These are like generally in life, I love these pens, but I know they're pretty juicy, so this could be a mistake. And then I needed green tabs because we're tabbing like with our color. So I ordered these off of Amazon, and I ordered a literal ton of them so I would have enough for all of the books. But I'm gonna use one of those green colors, one of these 2, I guess, those 3 for my tabbing. So at some point today I need to get cracking on that because I would like to get this out before the holiday weekend. Like if I could take this to the post office tomorrow, that would be fantastic. But we'll see how that goes because I want to be really intentional with my annotations, even though this is my book, so like I feel less pressure, but I still want to do a good job with annotating, and I'm excited to read the book again. So yeah, I need to read that at some point. Hopefully you will get reading updates of that, but for now I'm going to eat lunch and I'm going to keep watching Outlander, and I'm going to turn on the fans because it's getting hot. Thursday. It's about 2:15, and I have made it to page 242 in Lore of the Wilds, and I realized I have not updated this yet. So my goal is to finish this by today, and I wanted to have it mailed out today. That may or may not happen. I'm not really sure. I accidentally stayed up until 2 o'clock in the morning watching Outlander, so that hyperfixation is coming in hot right now, of course. And then this morning I watched the weekend warm-up on F1 TV. It's Silverstone weekend. We're all so excited. The FOMO is real though for the Lando stand. Like, oh my god, it looks so fun. Like, I hope everyone has the best time, but I am so jealous right now. Anyway, reading update. So, annotating for other people takes so long. Like, I am trying to write. When I annotate for myself, I kind of just highlight the cutesy moments and like things that I should remember or whatever. But when I'm annotating for other people, I'm trying to write like why I highlighted stuff when I can, when I have a reason. Some of them I honestly just highlight, but then some of them I'm like writing all over the pages. I'm trying to leave good thoughts. So anyway, in this book we have Lore, and she lives in this village with these people who were brought into this Fae world from the human world, and of course the humans are lesser than the Fae in this world. And so one day the Fae come to her, and there's like this big earthquake and everything is damaged, and they come to her and they're like, can you come back to our castle? We need you to organize this library and find all these important books, and we can't do it. Which is actually really sketchy the more I think about it. Like, why are the Fae not organizing these books? Why are they seeking her out? So she goes and she's organizing this library, and it's so disheveled. And come to find out, they're looking for like astronomy type books. And then the part that I'm at, they leave the castle, and her like bodyguard slash watchman is named Asher. Why am I blanking? Because I stayed up late, that's why. His name is Asher, and he is this guy. So this guy I think is Gray, and he's like the human that she is friends and or a little bit more with in the village. And then this is Asher, and he is the Fae who takes it upon himself to look after her, because when she shows up at the castle, he's like, if anyone else takes care of her, like the Fae don't treat humans very well, this isn't gonna go well, I want to take care of her. So he does, and then they end up like leaving, and bad stuff happens. And I'm starting to wonder if she, like, this book on the cover I think is the one book that she finds in the library that appears blank, but then she writes in it, and then stuff shows up in this book, but the book is only useful in the moonlight. And she starts discovering some like healing powers. Maybe she wants to be a healer. I really think that obviously she's a chosen one, and there is a part in the book where she's like, oh, I'm the chosen one, like kind of in jest. She's like, oh, I'm this, right? It almost feels like they took a character or a person who loves books and just threw her into this kind of stereotypical book plot, but they threw in like nods to loving books in it. Yeah, I'm having a really good time. I still have like, what is that? 100 pages, a little less than 100 pages, and then I will be done and I can send it on its way, and then I can figure out what I'm reading next. So I have this problem where I started rewatching Outlander, and now I'm like, do I try to reread the books and then try to read all of the books? I don't know. I don't have time for that. My original plan was to read the Lila Stage books coming up, because I was feeling Cowboys coming on. I also have some arcs that I should be reading. I don't know. after I finish this, we'll see what I'm in the mood for. Because I still have like 4 days of like quote unquote vacation, even though today is the last PTO day. So I should also reread The Summer I Turned Pretty books. I don't know, too many decisions, but for right now, I'm gonna eat lunch. I'm gonna watch one episode of Outlander, and then I'm gonna read the rest of this book. And I'll check in when I finished, and then we'll pick whatever's next. Hi, so it's like 6:30. I finished not only season 1 of Outlander, but also I finished my book. I got her all tabbed up, and I wrote like a little note in the back with my rating, and she is ready to go off to her next adventure. So I'm gonna get my shipping label all printed. Obviously tomorrow is a government holiday, so it's not gonna go anywhere, but I could at least drop it off probably Saturday and get her on to her next home. So I need to pick something else to read. I'll probably start season 2 of Outlander tonight, I'm assuming, but I'm trying to decide like what I'm in the mood to read. I have no idea. So I thought we could open some book mail and maybe I can decide. So first, I already opened this, but this is book mail from work. One of my options that I bought, I ordered these with my own money. So first I ordered the Lila Sage books. I'm missing one because it just got shipped. It honestly might be downstairs, I'm not really sure. But I ordered this whole series because I figured I would want to read the poop out of them. So I have Done and Dusted, Swift and Saddled, and Lost and Lassoed, and Wild and Wrangled is on her way. So one of my options is to have a cowboy romance reading time, I guess. And then I also ordered the pretty special edition of The Love Hypothesis. This is not an option because I've already read it, but I figured whilst I'm in my Allie Hazelwood era, I would go ahead and order the special edition because I work for Penguin Random House and we get 60% off of books, so I figured while it's still available for me to order, I would do so. And then I also ordered the special edition of Beach Read by Emily Henry. I didn't think this would be available. Oh, I feel overwhelmed that you exist. I don't think this is going to be an option either because this book comes out in, or not this book, the TV adaptation comes out in January, so I might honestly just save it for that. But I think I've actually read this one. I don't know. Oh, people are talking crap about why is it coming out in January. Well, that's the name of one of the characters. People are so dumb. Yeah, I don't remember which all Emily Henry books I've read. I want to say Book Lovers and Happy Place, I think. And I need to read the others, but I don't think I'm going to read this one now, even though the edges are nice. Okay, I have a package from Thrift Books. This, I believe, should be two more cowboy books. So I have Rustler's Moon by Jodie Thomas and Lone Heart Pass by Jodie Thomas. These are in a little bit of rough shape, not gonna lie, but for $8 paperbacks, we're not gonna complain. So one of these is book 2 in the, okay, Rustler's Moon is book 2 in the Ransom Canyon series, and Lone Heart Pass is book 3. And I also got books 4 and 5, I think, from Thrift Books, so I could choose to read through some more of this series if I'm in the mood. And then I also got this book, which I have no idea what this is, but it's from Michelle Dunway. Hometown sweet and a hint of spice. I'm intrigued. Okay, let's open her up and see what we got. Oh, it's a Harlequin book. Okay, thank you. Listen, I'm just a Harlequin junkie. Are you kidding me? Okay, so we've got the Playboy Project by Michelle Dunway. It's a special edition. And it's signed. That's so fun. Can you see it? Okay, it's signed. I have a postcard with all of her books on it, and it says thank you. And then I've got a bookmark with more of her books on it. Okay, what's the description? An experiment in pleasure with the Playboy millionaire. Accused of being a goldfish wildlife biologist, Hermione Scott conducts a sexy experiment, a one-night stand with a gorgeous stranger. But when that stranger turns out to be an infamous Playboy Michael Clayton, she finds herself with a career-threatening conflict of interest. Michael's hotel typhoon father hired her as an environmental consultant, so she strives to keep their connection as a secret. But when she's forced to work with a far younger man, she falls for his charms again and again. And Michael seems to be in her way, to see her in a way no other man has. Is she just another notch on his bedpost, or could love be a viable hypothesis? A Love in the Valley romance. Okay, this has got like mountain vibes, so this could definitely be an option. This is her 30th novel for Harlequin. That's exciting. And swag, that's so cool. And I'm gonna have to peel the sticker off because that is also really fun. There's a cat on a stack of books. Okay, I'm gonna go work out and I'm going to think about what I'm going to read next. But this is just screaming to me. I'm feeling it. I'm really trying not to read the Outlander books. That's what I'm trying not to do. Because I feel like I need to reread and then continue reading. But anyway.